So one of the biggest challenges is obviously distraction. So getting a task management app can be really, really helpful. Also having people to support you with administrative tasks can be helpful for minimizing the distractions. I also put my phone on do not disturb all of the time, which kind of irritates some people, but they know they have to book a call in with me. It means that then other things aren't popping up and distracting my time, and I can dedicate the time that I need to a particular task. Other things that help are, for me, working from home, partly because I can't handle the noise. If I do go into the office, I wear noise cancelling headphones. If there are certain tasks that I need to do with people, I will go and do those in the office and change the environment. But understanding your environment is really, really important. So if you aren't able to work from home or can't control your environment, what you can do is wear ear defenders that basically noise cancel, or you can ask to potentially work in a different room or a different part of the office if you're in an office environment. But think about the environment and what your needs are and how you might be able to articulate that to your employer so that they can do their best to minimise the impact on you when it comes to the environment and the sound and the distractions. If it's possible, a great way to help with restlessness and fidgeting and excess energy is to use fidget toys. If you're able to use those, it can be quite discreet. You can get them as like little bracelets. And if possible, also using things like walking meetings. I personally find those really, really helpful because I'm not eye to eye with somebody. So again, that's helpful for me to focus, but also because I'm moving. Actually, I find that some of my best ideas and best conversations happen through walking meetings. Something that's even more discreet and is actually very common amongst ADHDers is doodling, having a piece of paper around just to draw, whether it's pictures or words or jotting notes down. Having that available can also help to minimise the amount of fidgeting and restlessness that you feel in meetings. So one way to manage the amount of things that you, or should I say reduce the amount of things that you lose, is to have a dedicated place for everything. So whether that's at home or at work, when you come into the office, putting things in the exact place that you do every single day so that you're creating a pattern and a routine. This helps to minimise the impact of lost items and also what I like to call an ADHD tax, which is essentially having to constantly replace things because you've lost them. So your employer's not going to know unless you tell them that you need support. So it is important that you make the effort to communicate what your needs are. Often we don't always know what those needs are. So again, if you speak to your manager, they might have the ability to send you to occupational health or provide you with further support so that you can explore what those needs are in the workplace and what accommodations and adjustments might be needed. So what can you do for yourself? Well, you can read, you can go online. There's loads of free resources available online and on social media. But it is also important to have someone dedicated to talk to. So if you are particularly struggling, can you get help from a coach? A specific ADHD coach would be helpful, or a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist who might be able to support you depending on what your needs are. I still have therapy and I have a coach as well, and I find that it's really helpful to have them to bounce off when I'm particularly struggling. What I've learned on my journey is that actually I was being quite unkind to myself. I'd say things that were quite self-deprecating, and the reality is on this journey, you are going to have ups and downs. So it's really important to practice self-care, block time out for you, and to be kind to yourself.